A healthy grazing soil is one that's alive. It should have a whole community of living organisms in it. A lot of those organisms you can see with the naked eye. They include things like dung beetles, earthworms, termites, but there's a whole range of other smaller insects in there that are all doing a beneficial thing for your topsoil. Soil organisms are really important because they help create your soil structure and they also help cycle your nutrients. So in this little video, we're going to show you how to quickly assess the diversity of the soil organisms that you have in your paddock. The Grazing Rash Approach has a simple step-by-step guide to help you assess the diversity of soil organisms in your topsoil. Basically, the more diverse organisms you have, the better your topsoil's health. The first step in assessing your soil organisms is to get your sample of soil. And you do this at your monitoring transect, where you need to get a cube of soil about 10 centimetres deep and about 10 to 15 centimetres wide. You want to get the first 5 centimetres of that cube, so you carefully take off the top 5 centimetres. That's your soil sample that you'll use. The second step is to get yourself a flat tray or a flat board and spread out your soil sample across that board. Now that you've got your soil spread out on your tray, you've got your magnifying glass, get a stopwatch. You're ready to begin your soil organism assessment. You need to give yourself 1 minute to start with, and this allows your eye to get into scale of the soil you're looking at, so you can start to see the smaller things that are there. So once the 1 minute's up, you can now start to assess the diversity of organisms in your soil sample. Take the next 5 minutes to carefully look across the soil. Occasionally you can just shift the soil around, that might help you. Use the magnifying glass if you need it. All you're trying to do is see how many different types of organisms you can see in that 5 minute period. Basically, the more diversity, the better. The Grazing Rash Manual contains a soil organism ID chart that just helps you to identify the different types of organisms you might see in the grazing landscapes here in northern Queensland. After the 5 minutes is up, tally up your score and then compare it against the RASH scoring system. Then you can put your results on the RASH Bullseye scorecard.